Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Shemiah Shabbat Hashem, Hamakah Shema Moth. Have honors to the elders and apostles of GMS, and honors to the elder of the Lion State Capital Marwan, and Shalom to you, brothers and sisters, especially in true sincerity. This is the book of James, chapter 3, verse 8. But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil full of deadly poison. Therewith bless we Yahweh, even the Father, and therefore curse we men, which are made after the similitude of Yahweh. So I brought this out because, of course, we live in accordance to words that we speak, and while we're conducting ourselves and being sheep in the midst of wolves, there's many that tend to be abusers. They abusers of words, character, the whole nine. But we speak the wisdom of Yahweh and walk after that wisdom of Yahweh. Because someone can either be condemned by their tongue, or someone can be seen as righteous, or wisdom can show forth through a person's tongue and how the words that they speak, how you conduct themselves, and so forth. Right? Doth a fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter? So does a fountain send forth nasty water and also good water at the same time? Nah, it doesn't. It's either going to be filtered, or it's either going to be filtered, or nowadays it's either going to be filtered. It's going to be bad water, or it's going to be genuinely good water. And depending on what that person, depending on the person, depending on, in this case, depending on the camp that people follow after, you could tell the person's thought process, the person's mind, what they think, what they learn from, what they think is true, what they think is not true. If this person knows prophecy, so all these things you can tell. Can the fig tree, my brethren, bear olive berries, either a vine figs, so can no fountain will yield salt water fresh. So a person can't be speaking the truth, but also have non-truth mixed in. That is impossible. The person is either going to speak the oracles of the Most High. So I think that person is either going to speak the oracles of the Most High, or he's gonna speak strife. There's no in between. Who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him show out the good conversation, his works with weakness of wisdom. So that's the way that we know. That's why words are so powerful. The words that you use to describe, or the word that you use to edify, it matters. Especially when it comes to edification's sake. Because if you can tell a lot. Like, for example, they say the Spirit of the Lord is the spirit of prophecy. And you look at certain camps, and they're worried about everything else but prophecy. And they don't even dive into the prophecy, or you see other prophets, so-called, going to saying that you have to pay for breakdowns. Well, the scripture says freely give, freely receive. And we can already get into the Christian churches. I mean, we already know they don't speak no prophecy. They want you to be, they try to prophesy prosperity. And they've been prophesying prosperity for as long as I've been alive. So that's the way that we tell, and that's why it's so important, because that's what happened to Yahushua, right? The Sanhedrin, the Sadducees and Pharisees, they hated him because of his words, because it was righteous. That's the reason why. But they couldn't believe it. And guess what? And they try to establish their own righteousness through their own doctrine, lead people astray. That's why it says, well, can a fig tree also bear a vine, or like other fruit? No, it can't. So you either have to be fully grown as one fruit, or fully grown as the other fruit, and there's no in between. Either going to be a grapefruit, or you're going to be a cantaloupe. Well, I guess it kind of depends on what fruit you like, but you know, good fruit versus the bad fruit. I don't like grapefruit. That's what I say. But if you have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not, lie not against the truth. Man, and that's what a lot of prophets do. Well, not even prophets. That's what a lot of so-called Israelite camps do today. Right? They say they be bitter, envy and strife, and they lie against the truth. They say things like the Lord's name don't matter, or they'll say the MOTB is the embargo. The great tribulation is not going to come. Or they'll throw out any type of lie, and I'm sure people heard all types of lies, man. It's a wild one. This wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual, and devilish. So it's not of the Most High. It's going to get completely contrary to the Most High's words and His will. Sensual, man, and devilish. So these false camps, man, that's what they are. They send forth the bitter water, and they try to take bits and pieces of the truth and craft their own, and they can't do that. You know, the Lord said that's lying against the truth. The Lord said, lie not against the truth. You know, for where envy and strife is, there is confusion and evil. Confusion and every evil work. So, so wherever that is, man, it's confusion, that evil work, and we see that ones that sincerely believe in the Most High and His words. We see that these folks, we see the confusion, the evil work that they do, even going so far to going completely contrary to the going completely contrary to the Lord Yahweh Shemi Yahushua in doctrine, especially in doctrine and prophecy, especially that too. And some of them don't even speak prophecy. It's a lot, man, to touch on. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, right? It says first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partially and without hypocrisy. Oh, that says partiality. So like it, without partiality and without hypocrisy. So in this truth, man, that's how you can tell who's the ones that has wisdom and who's the ones that doesn't have wisdom. They're lying against the truth, and a lot of things don't add up from their encampment. That's why it's so important to study to show thyself approved, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Right? And it says, "And the fruit of righteousness is sown, and peace of them that make peace." So that's the peacemakers. They're not peacemakers. They're dividers, man. They're evildoers, devilish, enviers, and strifers. The whole nine. Because they chose not the way of truth when it was presented to them, and they disregarded it because that what they say is the truth, or what they try to do. And I mean, like all them camps that try to make you pay for breakdowns, make you have to pay they make you pay to have to join assemblies or to partake in assemblies. All of them, they're evildoers, and they're not peacemakers. Peacemakers is freely given, freely received. They're going to tell you a prophecy. They're going to tell you how to get there, what's the blueprint, the instruction, what are you supposed to do, how are you supposed to do it, in what way, everything. Because that's how the Lord set it up. But I hope this is